Alright, we're back with another game. As always, going to talk to Nick. He's going to tell us what game we're playing. I'm going to go into a bit of spiel about the game, and then he's going to go and give his review of the game. So yeah, let's just go right into it. Okay, so I am playing Titanfall 2 this week. Previously played Apex Legends, who is made by the same developer, Respawn Entertainment, and I love the Titanfall series, and I've never played Titanfall 2, so I feel like it's about time I go and play Titanfall 2. So yeah, gonna do some campaign, gonna do some multiplayer, hopefully. Should be fun. I'm really excited. So yeah. So Titanfall 2 came out in 2016 as a sequel to the smash hit from 2014, Titanfall. I mean, numbers really just show that it's a sequel. Both were made by Respawn Entertainment, who had some workings in other games before, like Call of Duty, for example, is a big one that they worked on. And Titanfall 2 was a huge success when it came out, but not commercially. And what I mean by that is that it got fantastic reviews for its single player and its stellar multiplayer, which is just built upon the first one's multiplayer, but then didn't really pass any sort of commercial achievements because it had to deal with things like Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare, and Battlefield 1 at the same time. EA kind of put it in this weird window with Battlefield 1, so it was kind of to go and build up the hype there, but it failed. But Respawn decided to go and keep with Titanfall 2, put out a bunch of DLC afterwards that was free and kind of gave new maps, introduced a frontier defense mode, and gave a bunch of life to the game and continued to support it even after they went and said, hey, we're not working on it anymore. Now, with that little bit in mind, let's send it back over to Nick so he can talk about what he thinks of the game. So this week is Titanfall 2, and I love everything about Titanfall, like the first one, and I played Apex Legends, and they're both made by Respawn Entertainment, who is this fantastic company who I don't think, in my personal opinion, they've ever done anything bad. So I decided to play Titanfall 2, and it's a fantastic game. I mean, the biggest problem that was with the first one was that while it had a story, it was more focused on the multiplayer part of it, and you were kind of it's like a multiplayer story, which was kind of unique and pretty interesting, but it didn't have that single player experience. And so for Titanfall 2, it does have a single player campaign, which is fantastic. I mean, it involves some of my favorite sci-fi elements like time travel and things, not to spoil too much about it, but it's great, and I love it. I love the characters in it. You really get involved and invested, and there's different things to do, like the Gauntlet, which is just kind of like a test course for how you want to go and like practice your pilot abilities, so like wall running and shooting and crazy different things like that, and kind of just like getting used to the controls. And then you have like all the collectibles with the helmets, the pilot helmets to go and get, and so there's kind of things there to go and do. But the big thing with Titanfall has always been the multiplayer. I mean, that's again what the first game really was multiplayer. So with this, you have so many different things to go and do in multiplayer, and I think it's because when the game came out, there's you against things like Call of Duty, for example, you have so many different game types in multiplayer that it's almost like you need to offer a bunch of different game types just to kind of go and stay in the running. I mean, the big thing that they go and say right off the bat is you can either go into multiplayer or frontier defense, which frontier defense is a four-player co-op where it's kind of just like defend a space, defend, and it's called a harvester, and you go and defend it, and the whole idea is just 5 waves, and you just defeat the waves and protect your harvester, and you get money for killing enemies, and you can use that to kind of get upgrades and things like that. And then you have multiplayer, which has its own game modes of attrition, which is the basic one of just defeat each other. You have your pilots versus pilots, the last Titan standing. You have hardpoint. You have all these different things that you can go and do, and so there's there's a lot to go and do with the game. You have tons of different weapons that you can go and pick and customize your loadouts and choose which faction you're going to go and be on and customize the Titan that you're going to go and do. And it's always been fun and an interesting game because you're going and doing all these different things. And the controls are always seamless, and wall running is so much fun, and it really kind of gets you involved with the game. It's my ideal game, really. I loved the first Titanfall so much, and then I didn't play Titanfall 2, and then Apex Legends was, dropped on the world, and so I played that, and it's like, okay, this is really similar. I love the wall riding, but there is no like wall running or anything like that in Apex Legends. So then I was like, okay, go back to Titanfall 2, and it's all there still, and it's great. It's fantastic. The story's really nice. It all goes well together, and I just gotta say, like, Respawn did a fantastic job with the game. I think it kind of I feel bad for Titanfall 2 because it kind of got pushed under the rug, I feel like, when it was launched, but it's a fantastic game. That's all there is to it. Is that it's a great game. So as always, who do you think would want to go and play this game? Oh, I think everyone should go and play the game. I mean, I think it's something that absolutely everyone would go and love. I think people who played any sort of Titanfall game before, like the first one, or even something like Apex Legends, which is a spin-off, will absolutely go enjoy Titanfall 2. And Titanfall 2 isn't something where you need to play the first Titanfall in order to kind of get the story. Sure, the characters are somewhat involved, and there's things that go and make references to the first one. But because the story was kind of so out there, it's not something you absolutely have to go and do. But I think anyone who likes shooters, anyone who likes, I want to say platformers because of the wall running, but it's a game really for everyone. So you said there's not much that you have left to go and do in it. Do you think you're gonna continue playing it at all after this week? Yeah, I think it's something that I'm going to go and keep playing. I mean, I have the one achievement left of getting top 3 in the gauntlet, which is like near perfection that's needed of specific spots to go and jump and timing your jumps and defeating the enemies properly in the correct time. And it's something that requires a lot of work and constantly just like pounding my head against the wall because it's so tricky, but it's a lot of fun, and I absolutely love the game, and I'm gonna go and keep playing it. It's something, again, similar to like the Call of Duty games, like Modern Warfare, which Respawn had a hand in, but you have like this kind of leveling up system of your character. So it's not something like, yes, you get better things as you go on because you get these credits and you can buy different weapons as you go on, but you can have different loadouts and kind of try different styles, and there's plenty of different game modes and things, and it's still going strong now, and the game came out 3 years ago, and I think a lot of that has to do with Apex Legends that brought it back. But I think it's a really good game, and so yeah, I'm definitely going to keep playing it. Blah 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 blah.